two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The hardest part of salsa timing is not counting. The real question is, can you sustain a pulse and can you adapt that pulse to different tempos? Most dancers can count 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, the standard count of salsa. But when the salsa music comes on, their count either speeds up, slows down, or drifts in between. And the reason is simple. They've never trained pulse. The truth of the matter is that if your pulse isn't stable, your timing will never feel stable. Even if you're slightly off, this will affect your connection to the music, to your partner, and to yourself. Pulse is the steady beat underneath the music, and tempo is how fast or slow that beat moves. Real salsa musicality comes from your ability to hold a steady pulse and adapt it across different tempos. This is the foundational musical ability that most salsa dancers skip. Now here's the deeper layer. Your ability to hold pulse is directly connected to your nervous system, the regulation of your breath and your heart rate. So when we approach pulse, we don't approach it from a purely technical standpoint. We approach it as a form of meditation. We're training awareness, consistency, and control. Okay, try this along with me. We're gonna start very simple. All I want you to do is clap on every beat. No rushing, no dragging. Just mark every beat as you hear the sound. Make sure to relax, breathe, relax your shoulders as you're marking every beat. Feel the synchronicity of your claps with each beat. Great. Now it's important to remember that when you're doing this practice, the goal is not speed. The goal is sustainment. So when you put on your metronome and practice this for 30 seconds, 1 minute, maybe even longer each day, you want to find a pace for the metronome that allows you to sustain the beat over a period of time in a relaxed and composed way. Okay, so now let's go to the next level of our pulse training. What we're gonna add in now is vocalization and syncopation. These are two very important things to train when you're training pulse. Now, this time I'm gonna put on the beat, same tempo. This time for each beat, I'm going to vocalize the sound instead of clap it, like this. Da, 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 da. Now, vocalization is very helpful for the integration of rhythms. Da, 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 da. Never be afraid to fully vocalize when you're training. Da, 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 da. Now, with our clapping, instead of clapping on the beats, we're gonna clap in between the beats, like this. You see how each one of my claps are placed directly in between each beat. Now I want you to try this along with me. Vocalize the beat with your voice and then mark out the time in between with your clap. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Try this along with me. If it feels weird, don't worry if it feels weird or strange. You're training your brain and your body to integrate pulse. Try it again. Da, 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 Now, if this tempo was too fast for you, if you couldn't keep up, all you have to do is find a tempo that allows you to do this in a relaxed and comfortable way. And then when you have that, you can begin to start rising the tempo into a faster tempo. The reason why we start at slow, comfortable tempos is because we're training our ability to stay in sync with the meter of the beats. As the tempo rises, we have less time to actually be on beat. If the tempo rises and you're slightly off, you can miss much more beats because there's a lot more beats within a smaller amount of time. When the tempo is slower, if you miss beats, you might be a little off or a little fast and you might not be able to detect it. Now, when we train at a slow pace consistently and we're able to maintain the beats with success, then as we increase the tempo, we'll be able to stay in the groove and stay in sync with the meter of the beats. Okay, so now let's bring this understanding and apply it to an actual salsa song, right? Now, when a salsa song comes on, no matter where you are, you want to ground into the song. And one of the first tools that we use to ground into the song is pulse and tempo. We want to know where the pulse is of the song. In salsa, we're dealing with 4/4 time signature usually. So there's going to be 4 pulses that repeat to make the measure. And we also want to know the tempo of the song. How fast are these pulses moving through time? So when I put on this salsa song, I'm going to mark out first the pulse, and then we'll mark out and listen to the tempo using the beats and using the off beats. Let's start with the beats themselves. Here we go. Pulse. This is the pulse of this song. Now that I got the pulse, I'll do the off beats. Da, 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 da. So now I'm using the pulse of the song to help me stay in sync with my off beats, and I'm using the vocalization of my voice as audio feedback to also help me stay in sync with the song. Practices to different songs. Now, when we move on to another song that has a slightly faster tempo, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna listen for the pulse, and then we're gonna listen for the tempo and get right into the song. Here's the pulse. A little faster now, right? Add the vocalization. Da 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 da. Now let's add the off beats. Da 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 da. Now that's a slightly faster tempo. Now we want to work up to that tempo. Start with slower paced songs. Make sure you feel comfortable and relaxed, and then you can start to move up to the faster tempo songs. But that's what we're trying to do. We're tuning our ears, we're tuning our senses, we're tuning our nervous system to the pulse of the music, which is usually what we tap our foot to, and also to the tempo of the music, how fast we're tapping our foot within the space of time. Great, so remember that you already have this inside of you, your breath, your heart rate, and when you start to synchronize this to the pulse and tempo and to the rhythm, this is when you really start to integrate musicality inside of your body. So this is the goal. We want integrated, embodied musicality, a musicality that just happens naturally and responds in sync with the music without you having to think about it. We dive deeper into this in our school community, so make sure to check it out because we have more courses, we have more tools and resources to help this out if you do have problems with pulse and tempo. And in the next video, we're gonna dive into time signatures and musical measures. Can't wait to see you. Check out the next video.
A gozar, caballero, con la rica salsa.